Hello. Thanks for joining this section of AI Spotlight teaching series. If you are joining for the first time, my name is Henry Onowale, your AI strategist, your AI advisor, your AI expert, your AI governance specialist. We're starting the first episode of our AI Spotlight teaching series. I know a lot of people are struggling with identifying or struggling with how to kick off maybe their AI career or their AI learning activity. There's a lot of AI resources out there, but my recommendation is to have a basic understanding of what artificial intelligence is all about and other technology that are interconnected. You need to know the different vocabularies or the different technological concepts that form the concept of AI itself. And we're going to start from a very basic level, which will give you a foundational knowledge and also a foundational start to get to that level where you can begin to appropriate artificial intelligence in your own personal life and also at your workplace as well. And if you're an individual that is trying to pursue a career in that area as well, I believe engaging in this uh, our 1 hour AI Spotlight teaching series will lay the right, will I say, the right foundation or pathway for you to get uh, to the that advanced level. Okay, we're going to start in few minutes. Please endeavor to share this live with your friends, with family, with your kids as well. Anyone that you think might be interested in artificial intelligence, please endeavor to reach out to them to join this live. You can't miss it. Yeah, this is very, very important. And we're going to come online every day on a daily basis. Um, we're starting with the Microsoft introduction to AI. Uh, Microsoft has a lot of learning path materials and modules that can help you to kick off your AI journey. Then we'll be exploring the Microsoft resources, which is a learning path for individuals that want to pursue a career in AI and also have a concrete understanding. Then give me a minute. Um, looking at, let's see. Which is a learning path for individuals that want to pursue a career in AI and also have a concrete understanding. Then give me a minute. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm going to share this link. I'm currently live on LinkedIn, currently live on Twitch, currently live on Facebook, currently live on YouTube. Yeah, live on 4 different platforms. We're working on TikTok and Instagram. Probably in the coming week, we're going to fix those platforms. Let's get started. It's introduction to AI, and to complete this learning part, there is an estimated time of 8 hours 22 minutes. Okay, and the course introduced core concepts related to artificial intelligence and the services in Microsoft Azure that can be used to create AI solution. Prerequisite: familiarity with Azure and the Azure portal. Getting started with Azure. Choose the Azure account that is right for you. Pay as you go or any Azure free up to 30 days. You can sign up. Okay, you want to have an account. I will suggest you create an Azure account or you create an Outlook account. Before you can have access to these, you need to complete the registration. Then all you need to do, I'm going to share the link, and you click on the link. It has a button to sign in. Then once you click on sign in, there should be an option for you to sign up or register. Okay, let's get started. Okay, there is a short video that we need to listen to, and I'm going to play that, and I believe that should be audible.
Hi, welcome to this module on artificial intelligence. My name is Graham Malcolm, and I'm going to walk you through some of the basic principles and concepts on which AI is based. Now, if you believe everything you hear, you might already be thinking AI is some kind of existential threat to humanity. Or maybe you think it's a bit more like this.
I'm coming for your job.
Wait, what? Look, the truth is, while these kinds of ideas make for great movies or headlines, AI actually brings a great number of benefits to us. And we're already seeing some of those benefits in areas like healthcare, education, finance, transportation, logistics, agriculture, and many, many more. Now, AI is moving at an incredible pace. And in fact, between the time that I'm recording this video and the time that you're watching it, I don't know what new AI models and capabilities there will be. And it's natural to find that rate of change frightening. It's very human to be frightened of things we don't fully understand.
And many, many more.
So my hope for this module is that we can demystify AI for you.
And in fact,
To help to explain a little bit more about the kinds of things it can do and how it does them. So when you're ready, move on to the next unit, and we'll look at some of the amazing things we can do with AI that previously were unimaginable.
Okay, that's a great intro. I'll still go ahead and read it. It said you are presumably here because you want to learn more about artificial intelligence. Maybe you have heard about AI in the media and want to know more, or maybe you are going to be adopting AI at work or in school and want to know more about what to expect. This training module is designed to provide a high level overview of some core capabilities of artificial intelligence and give you an intuition of how they work. It is not a deeply technical model, and we won't be writing any code or getting into mathematical details of machine learning models. Instead, we'll focus on understanding the kind of things that AI can do and the basic principles on which it is based. So let's go and move on the next unit, and we'll start our exploration of AI. The next model is generative AI. Okay, we have another short video content. I'll go ahead and play that as well.
At its core, AI is about building software applications that, at least in some aspects, mimic human behaviors and capabilities. So let's start with that most human of activities, having a bit of a chat. And the AI application I'm going to chat with is Microsoft Copilot. Let's begin by asking for some advice about travel plans. I'll enter my question here. I'm planning a business trip to Paris and I'll have a free afternoon to go sightseeing. What should I do? And I get a response that recommends some things I might like to do while I'm in Paris. Well, let's try asking another question. What's an easy way to get around the city? Now, note that I don't need to specify which city. Copilot already knows we're talking about Paris. And here's the information I need to get around. Pretty comprehensive. So how does this kind of conversational AI work? Let's take a closer look. Think of all the sources of text and language that are available to us. And we can use that to train a language model. Could be a general purpose large language model or a more specific small language model. But either way, it encapsulates the relationship between different elements of language. so it knows how to put words together in a sequence that makes sense. Now imagine we build an application that uses that language model. The user submits their input in the form of a prompt, just a natural language statement or question. The application sends that prompt to the model and it generates a response. We call this type of AI generative AI. Okay, so we've seen how generative AI can help us have a conversation with AI. But can it actually see the sights of Paris? In the next unit, we'll explore computer vision and find out.
Wow, that is a great description of what generative AI is. I would like to do a little recap of what the instructor just said. Generative AI is the capability of artificial intelligence to be able to regenerate words, texts, images, just as the typical example or use case that he gave to us, that if you are about to embark on a trip to Paris and you want the AI to create maybe a strategy on how to have a successful or embark on a successful trip on Paris, like the AI can suggest checklists of what you need to put into consideration before you embark on this trip. Without you stressing yourself, it's going to highlight everything that you need to do. And even in its response, it's going to tell you about the immigration policy over there in Paris. It's going to suggest, restaurants and hotels, and also place that can be visited for tourist purpose. He's going to highlight all of those important information, places for sightseeing. And the good thing about generative AI, he also mentioned that it's also have a conversational capability. That means you can interact with this technology itself. You can interact with it. Why you are using ChatGPT to help you draft steps or strategy on having a successful trip in your visit to Paris, you can also provide additional information. Like if you have some specific place or specific individuals that you want to meet, or specific things you want to achieve, maybe for personal purpose or for business purpose, ChatGPT has the capability, or this AI technology has the generative capability to make suggestions and tell you how you need to have a successful trip and how you can also achieve other things that are relevant to your trip to Paris. Now, let us read the key point. You say the key point to understand about the generative AI include: generative AI is a branch of AI that enables software application to generate new content, often natural language dialogues, but also images, video, code, and other formats. Okay, let me give us I just gave one of the use case, which is ability of generative AI to be able to generate or regenerate text. Now, for those who are business owners, maybe you're trying to create a marketing campaign like an infographics for your business, or you want to advertise something. You might be a student and you want to create an awareness. Maybe you want to organize a tutorial, you want to organize a birthday party, and you need to post this on social media, right? You can use AI by giving the AI a description of when the birthday party, the date of the birthday party, the time, and every necessary information about the location. And whatever information you want the infographic to capture. Maybe you said, okay, can you show, you can even upload your own picture so that when the AI is generating the infographic, your image can be captured in that infographic to provide more information or more context that you are actually the celebrant. You understand? Then AI is a very useful tool that will help us to become more productive as an individual. Then I would like you to, if you are currently live or probably you stumble on this YouTube content or Instagram content or this Twitch content or this Facebook content, please tell us what you would like to explore with the generative capability of artificial intelligence. Maybe just think about how you can use generative capability of AI in any aspect of your life, or maybe for your personal goals or your personal vision. Yeah, come up with use cases and drop it in the comment section. And one thing we're going to be doing while we're taking these daily classes is we're also going to talk about how individuals are using generative AI for their personal purpose, for their business, also for work as well. Yeah, individuals are using AI to draft email at work. They're using AI to prioritize their email, using AI to manage their workflow. Then people are using AI for a lot of stuff. We're going to, explore most of this particular use case. Okay, let's go to the second point. The ability to generate content is based on a language model which has been trained with huge volume of data, often document from the internet or the public source of information. Now, let me provide this a bit a technical. Made It requires some level of technical understanding. The way AI model now AI are able to demonstrate generative capability based on how the model is being trained. Now, for an AI technology to demonstrate generative capability, that model would have been trained with data that would enable it to demonstrate such capabilities. The capability of generating text, the capability of generating video, the capability of generating images, and other forms of content. Now, most of the models that we have, which are the open source models, like the OpenAI model, the Anthropic model, the Llama from Facebook, we also have a lot of open source model like DeepSeek. Most of these models are being trained from the content extracted from the internet. Now, the internet is a very wide environment that has a lot of information and content. Then, when you are training your model from information collected from the internet, that model definitely has the potential to demonstrate a lot of what we call generative capability. Now, that is what the second point is, highlighting or explaining to us. Now, the amount of data that is used and the diversity of data that is used to train a model will give your AI technology or AI chatbot, the upper hand to be able to demonstrate excellent capabilities in terms of generating text, images, video content, even writing code. Right now, that is why there's a new concept, or we call them the vibe coders, those who can, they call themselves vibe engineers. These people cannot write a code. Like, they are not hardcore engineers, but they can use AI by writing a natural language, with using an AI tool that has the capability of, generate transforming text to code. Yeah, that is the era we are entering. And if you are looking to pursue a career in artificial intelligence and you want to operate at a very technical level and you want to take advantage of the opportunity. There's a lot of good news going on in the world of AI when it comes to, there's a lot trade war between China and US, and now there is a war going between OpenAI and Meta. Meta is using money you know, to attract employees from OpenAI by offering them 100 millions, in equity and stuff like that. Then that tells you that, this AI race is real. And that is why I said, we have just 6 months to round up the year. Let me help those who are already scared, who don't even know, where to start when it comes to artificial intelligence. Then on a daily basis, we spend 1 hour and we go through this curated content created by Microsoft. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to the third point. Generative AI models encapsulate semantic relationship between language elements. That is a fancy way of saying that the models know how words relate to one another. And that is what enabled them to generate a meaningful sequence of tests. This explanation can also be connected with what I just said earlier. And it requires some mathematical formula for generative AI. Now, this is talking about how generative AI models actually work in terms of generating text, images. There are some mathematical formula that kind of validate or back up how this actually work. That ability of AI, the AI technology to be able to generate text, to create something new based on the data that is being used to train the model itself. Okay, now let me give us a little insight. When it comes to model, we have the open source model and we have the closed source model. Then the open source model are models that are open to members of the public. You can use them like DeepSeek, like Llama, OpenAI, Anthropic. Those a lot of open source model. Then we have some proprietary model. One of the common one is the one by AWS. Even Microsoft also has, and Google, they also have some proprietary model that you have to subscribe into their platform before you can have access to some of this model. Okay, there are large language model with small language model, which is called SLM. The difference is based on the volume of data and the number of variables in the model. LLM are very powerful and generalize well, but can be more costly to train and use. Small language models tend to work well in scenarios that are more focused on specific topic areas and usually cost less. Generative AI scenarios. Common uses of generative AI include implementing chatbots and AI agents that assist human users. Two, creating new documents or other content, often as a starting point for further iterative development. Let us look at the first one, implementing chatbots and AI agent that assist human users. Now, you can build an AI chatbot that can help to support customer inquiries. Yeah, if you build a chatbot integrated with some knowledge management platform, the chatbots will be very efficient in resolving customer requests, responding to customer inquiries within a few minutes. And you can also build an AI agent that can perform tasks on your behalf. Now, you can create an agent that can help you to write a research paper, a comprehensive research paper. It will help you to go and search for the journals. Go after searching for the journals, it will review the journals. It will show you the step by steps on what you need to focus on. It's going to highlight how to even help you to draft your abstracts, help you to draft your methodology. If it's an AI project, is going to highlight what software tools that you need, what kind of experiment that you need to perform, what kind of lab that you need. It's going to even make suggestion of places you can visit to get some of your data, and with specific information. Yeah, AI agent can help you to book your trip. Maybe you want to fly to France, you want to fly to Switzerland, to Sweden. You can book. You can have an AI agent that can help you to do that. It can help you to call hotels and make decision on which hotel aligns with your budget. Let us assume you have an AI agent and you want that AI agent to help you book hotel by calling 5 or 10 different hotels. Then the AI agent will make sure that when he comes back with a result, he's going to suggest an hotel or book an hotel that falls between your budget. Then, but you must have provide all this information to this AI agent. Now you have the time to do other things. Why this AI agent is acting on your behalf, helping you to book hotel, can even help you if you have a girlfriend that needs to visit you for the weekend. You can actually use the AI agent. He will help her to book her Uber, and yeah, she come and even help her to book an hotel flight. You have family members that are coming on a visit. It can help you to book their hotel, help you to book the ride, and also help you to provide more detailed information on how they can navigate their way. You see, it has myriad of use cases, and it's going to make life easy. And because of these use cases, that is why there has been a lot of talking discussion that if AI is going to replace human. There's been a discussion on that, and Elon Musk have been, you know, making commentary regarding this, that there's a time that AI technology will perform better than human, and the government of the day have to start thinking of if they need to introduce basic income uh, to the populace of a country, because we might not have a job anymore. AI would have taken everything. But let's see how that works. And in order not for you to become a victim of what has been predicted about what AI would do in terms of job loss, it is important that you equip yourself with knowledge and also begin to explore areas of where you can become more competent in using artificial intelligence. Okay. The next one is automated translation of text between languages. Yeah, we can see that with Facebook Oron, which is a glass, like an eyeglass that has the capability of translating. Like, you can talk to someone who understand French and you understand English. When you speak in English, the person will get the translation in French, and when the person responds to you, you will get the reply back in English. That is amazing. I'm going to give that a try at, definitely. Then the next one is summarizing or explaining complex document. Now, let us assume you're a PhD student and you need to read about 100 journals, right? You can upload all of these documents in your AI chatbot and it will explain. Just all you need to do is to give him an outline of what is that information you would like the AI chatbot to capture for you while he's reviewing each of those journals or research papers and documents. And that will make life so easy for you and to be able to complete your research work. Recently I'm writing a research paper which I'm going to talk about it. One of the new things that we're doing on AI Spotlight is bringing individuals that are currently writing research papers and also working on AI project, bringing them to our live streaming platform, to talk about their research papers, and so that many people can also learn from it. Because I think one thing AI has done as a technology is it has forced people to be engaged in research. Then research is one of those elements or ingredients that we help to advance the development of artificial intelligence. Then research is something that the government of the day needs to pay more attention in terms of funding. And I believe a lot of private organizations are also providing funding in terms of research. Then, if you love doing research like me, I would suggest that I come up with some research topics and you can send some code emails to top organizations. And I believe most of them will be willing to fund your research. Okay, let's move to the next unit. I believe we're able to establish an understanding of artificial intelligence and generative AI. Generative AI, as the word implies, the ability of artificial intelligence to regenerate, to generate text, images, code, videos. Yeah, now you can write a prompt. A prompt is a text you provide to an AI technology, then the output can come in form of a text image based on what is requested or based on what is captured in the prompts. Okay, let's move to computer vision. Computer vision is simply the ability of computer to be able to see, and it's something we interact with, most especially when you go to the airport or when you go to the passport office. Computer vision is being used. Let's go. Now let's listen to the clip.
A picture says 1,000 words, or so they say. And maybe that's why computer vision has been one of the most active areas of AI research for so many years. So let's take a look at how AI can, well, take a look. So I'm still planning my trip to Paris, and I have a photograph of a place that I'd really like to go and see. So I'll upload that picture, and I'll ask Copilot to take a look and tell me how to get there. And sure enough, Copilot recognizes the image of the Eiffel Tower and gives me the directions I need. Well, Copilot recognized that the picture I uploaded was a photograph of the Eiffel Tower. Let's dig a little deeper into how this type of computer vision works. Suppose a grocery store wants to use a camera to identify different types of produce. Well, we're going to need more pictures of the produce, a lot more. And then once we have enough, we're going to label those pictures so that we can identify what is the item in each of those images. Then we'll take those labeled images and we'll use them to train a machine learning model. And that model will extract the different visual features in those images that help us classify what the image is a picture of. Now we can use the trained model and feed it a picture of an item, and it will identify what that picture is. This is a form of computer vision that we call image classification. In addition to image classification, there are more complicated forms of computer vision. For example, I might have multiple items in the same image, and I could use object detection to identify the individual objects in that image. In the case of the example we saw earlier, we had a computer vision model that was trained using images of famous landmarks, combined with a language model that was able to provide deeper information about those landmarks. So there you have it. AI can see by using computer vision. Next up, we'll explore another human capability that AI has: speech.
Wow, that is a great description or explanation of what computer vision is. Okay, let's read the key points and I can throw more highlight to what he just said. Key points to understand about computer vision include: one, computer vision is accomplished by using large numbers of images to train a model. One is image classification, is a form of computer vision in which a model is trained with images that are labeled with the most subject of the image, in other words, and what is an image of, so that it can analyze unlabeled images and predict the most appropriate label, identifying the subject of the image. I will come back to this and give us some explanation on it. Object detection. Object detection is a form of computer vision in which the model is trained to identify the location of specific objects in an image. There are more advanced form of computer vision. For example, semantic segmentation is an advanced form of object detection where rather than indicate an object location by drawing a box around it, the model can identify the individual pixel in the image that belong to a particular object. You can continue, you can combine computer vision and language model to create a multimodal model that combines computer vision and generative AI capability. Wow. I think this is very self-explanatory. Maybe to someone like me that has a background in in AI. Now let's break it down. Um, let's start with image classification. If you guys remember when we started this live streaming, we talk about how does an AI technology have the ability to regenerate word or to recreate or to create word or images. Now, when you ask an AI technology to draft an email, uh, an email you intend to send to a loved one or an email you tend to send to a potential client, how come the AI technology has the capability to do that? It's simple, because the model that was used to train the AI, it was trained with data with similar data. And I said most of the models that we have right now, these are models that are trained from information collected from the internet. Now, there are a lot of information from the internet. I know someone now might be thinking about copyright, especially if you are someone who studied law. Now you might want to ask question, what gives the AI companies or all these open source model organization or organization that are providing access to open source model, about copyright? Now, there are, especially I can speak for the US and also for Europe as well, but in the US, the court system have approved and also permits AI companies to use some public domain information to train model, because the only way this model can become more better, more accurate, and also more interesting in terms of capability and in terms of business use cases, they need to be trained with diverse kind or different kinds of data. Now, I'm going to also put this little explanation out there. The ability of a model to perform at its best is dependent on the number of data and the diversity of the data, the nature of data that is used to train the model. Then, if you want to see the if you want to see the beauty of AI technology, you want to see the exceptional capability of AI technology, you need to train it with more data. Then data is key to the performance of a model, or the performance of a model is a function of the data that is used to train it. Then now when you have trained when you have trained a model with different data or images. Now, what computer vision has the ability to do is it has the ability to classify if the image that you upload, if it's an image that is capturing a dog, an image that is capturing house. Now, when you can upload like 10 pictures or images into your ChatGPT, and it can identify that all the images that were uploaded into that ChatGPT or into that chatbot are all images of residential areas. Now, this is the ability of the AI technology to be able to categorize things. Now, The AI technology has this capability. It's not by accident. No, it is not a coincidence, because it was trained to do that. Now, the ability of training, or the process of an AI technology to be able to classify images based on a category, is what we call computer vision. Someone rightly said that computer vision is the ability of an AI to see. The ability of an AI to see. Now, let us go further. You can also train an AI technology that is able to identify the age range of individuals. If you train a model with information of people between the age of 5 to 10, another one 10 to 15, another age range 15 to 20, another age range 20 to 35, or 35 to 60. If you train an AI model with such data, an AI model will be able to identify someone once, and this can be done when you integrate it into a camera. You can integrate an AI model into a camera, and once an individual stand in front of the camera, it will be able to predict his age. He will say this person is between 35 and 40, because the model has been trained with data of various age range. Now, the ability of the AI technology to identify and spot the age range of individuals, of people, or animals, or anything, that is what we call computer vision. Then computer vision has the ability to do all of these things that I've mentioned so far. Now, I like another point. It said there are more advanced form of computer vision. Now, the advanced form of computer vision, for example, is called semantic segmentation. Now, this is the ability of computer vision to be able to see beyond the images. Now, let me give us a typical use case. If you upload an image of a city, let us assume you take a picture of Paris, maybe one of the highway in Paris, or one of a popular place in Paris, maybe the shopping mall, or you visited the Eiffel Tower, or you visited Parc des Princes. That means the PSG stadium is called Parc des Princes. If you visit any of those places and you decided to take a picture, the AI, which means the power of computer vision, has the ability to spot what is on that image. Now, the basic ability of computer vision is to be able to tell you that that image was taken in Paris. That is just one side of the capability. But it also can go more advanced by spotting what is exactly is on that image. Now, if there is a baby, or there is a boy of 5 years old, or between 5 and 7, if they are adults, if there are cars. Now, the computer vision, the advanced computer vision, can do what we call band boxes. It will be able to show something like a rectangle, and I said, come, in this image, I see yellow cars, I see red cars. This image, I see pedestrians. This image, I see traffic light, and it will put them in what we call bound boxes. And that is what they were explaining here, talking about semantic segmentation. Yeah, that is the process where the computer vision itself, or the AI technology, can identify what is captured in the image. It will not only identify that the picture was taken in Paris, it will also identify the element in the image. I don't know if that is making sense. I just want to give us, a clear understanding of, what our instructor was saying about, computer vision. Okay, let's move on. He said there are more. Let's read the last part. He said you can combine computer vision and language model to create a model that combine computer vision and generative AI capability. Yeah, you can do that. You can train a model that is able to recreate tests, recreate images, and also has the ability to see, has the ability to categorize, to classify image, had the ability to identify what is in an image. Like for instance, you can chat with a chatbot and ask question like, the image I just uploaded, can you indicate how many kids or children were captured in that image? How many cars were captured in that image? Yeah, you can interact with it, and those are generative AI capabilities. And you can also tell the AI model to recreate the image. You upload an image and said, please, can you change the background of the image that I just uploaded? Now, this is the ability of an AI technology to demonstrate not just generative AI capability, but also demonstrating the computer vision capability. Okay, let us look at computer vision scenarios. Common use of computer vision include auto captioning or tag generation for photographs, visual search. Yeah, I said that, visual search. Now you upload the image and you want to get specific information about, the image, you uploaded the picture. You want to get some specific information. Monitoring stock levels or identifying items of checkout in retail scenarios. Yeah, you can have a computer vision that is integrated into a camera that is installed in a grocery store. Let us assume that you train the model to capture, yeah, you can use it to manage your inventory. Now you can train the model that anytime you discover that the ice cream, or let's just look at any grocery, maybe I'm thinking what grocery. Let us think about toothpaste. Anytime you discover that a particular brand of the toothpaste is remaining 4 or 2 on the shelves, send a notification for a possible restock. Then you can train a model to be able to show those kind of notification. Now you are asking yourself, how would that be done? All you need to do is to train the model with images of that particular product, which is a toothpaste. Now, if you sell different kinds of toothpaste brand, that means you have to train the model with images of the different kinds of toothpaste brand that you sell or that you have in stock. You train it with those images, with those data. That is one. Then the second aspect of it is you also need to create a threshold that once you identify or discover that any of these toothpastes is remaining 3 or 4 on the shelf, send a notification for restock to the what? To the supply chain team. These are things that can be trained. You can train your model with such data. And this logic are also written using Python language. But the good thing is we now have AI technology that have the ability to write code. And I think that is, I think a lot of people would like to get into, and it will encourage a lot of people to go into tech. And I think this is the most exciting moment for anyone that wants to go into tech. Okay, let's move. Security video monitoring. Yeah, I said something about this. Let me give us a practical use case of security video monitoring. You can build an AI model on your CCTV that is installed in an ATM area, and you can train the model to identify anyone that looks or demonstrates some kind of weird posture when they visit the ATM. Then, if you train the model with certain images of weird posture, maybe someone trying to look directly to the camera, someone staring at the camera more than 5 times, someone bringing out a hard equipment and trying to break into the ATM. And when you train the model with such images, the model itself can also be trained to call 911 without a security person in place. It will call 911 or it will raise an alarm just by posture. Then you could train a model and integrate it into the CCTV in an ATM, in an ATM arena, in an ATM place, and it will call 911 or even just raise a very sound alarm that will call the attention of the security personnel around or people passerby. To if you are in the US or another part, you can call the emergency line. Yeah, I believe every country has an emergency contact. Okay, let's continue. Authentication through facial recognition. This is very common at the airports. If you're trying to, gain entrance to any federal building, this technology are installed, in such places. Very sophisticated technology, that helps to identify individuals. What I'm looking for the right word to use, to ensure that you don't have any harms when you are visiting some of these federal buildings. Then this kind of computer vision technology are used at the airport. They are used in federal buildings and special occasions where we have top executives. Yeah. Okay. And the next one is robotics and self-driving vehicles. Now we have a lot of autonomous vehicle. This week or last month, Tesla launched their first autonomous vehicle, which is called the Robo Taxi in Texas. And they also recorded success. They delivered a Tesla car autonomously. Somebody ordered for a Tesla car and they just gave the vehicle the home address of the recipient. Yeah, that was all they did, and the car drove to the owner's house and delivered itself. We are actually in an interesting time, and this is very innovative. Yeah, you can Google this information. This was something that was recorded as a great success, and it was celebrated by Tesla. You want to check that out. I believe there are videos of this on YouTube. Okay, now let's move to the next model, which is called speech. And let's listen to our instructor again.
Speaking is one of the most natural ways that humans interact with one another. It's good to talk, as someone once said. And AI gets in on the act. AI can also take advantage of the ability to speak and to understand speech, even in multiple languages. Let's take a look. To start, I'll click the mic button.
Graham, glad you're back. How's your day?
It's going well.
Great to hear. Any exciting plans for the evening?
Not this evening, but I'm planning to visit Paris. And I want to visit the Eiffel Tower, so how do I ask for tickets in French?
Simple. You can say, Je voudrais acheter des billets pour la Tour Eiffel, s'il vous plaît. It means, I would like to buy tickets for the Eiffel Tower, please.
Awesome, thanks.
You're welcome. Enjoy planning your trip.
A lot to unpack from that example. Copilot was both able to recognize speech and synthesize speech, and there was also a little bit of translation thrown in there for good measure. So let's take a look at how those work. Speech to text, or speech recognition, is a really common use of AI. You start by speaking into a microphone, and the signal you generate is analysed to extract features like the signal, pitch, tone, and frequency. Then an acoustic model will translate that into phonemes, or the sounds of parts of words. Those phonemes are then fed to a language model, which is going to predict the most likely sequence of words based on what you said. Now, the opposite of speech to text is text to speech, where we start with some text and we feed that into a language model, which will first of all normalize the text by breaking it into tokens, translate those to phonemes, which can then be used to generate an audible output of the speech. Another thing we saw in the example earlier on was translation. So let's explore how that works. As you'd expect, there's a language model behind this, and that language model is trained in relationships between different languages. So you can provide input in a source language, and the model can translate it to any target language that it's trained to understand. So we've seen how AI can use speech recognition, or speech to text, and also how it can perform speech synthesis, or text to speech. But how does it understand what's being said? Next up, we'll look at natural language processing.
Wow, that is great. Yeah, that is one capability of artificial intelligence. You can, AI is not limited to just communicating with it through text, but you can also communicate with AI, via voice. I think one of the earlier use cases of this is Alexa. Yeah, if you have, I have an Alexa at home, and Alexa can help you to turn on your lights based on how you integrate it. Alexa can help you with a lot of things. Alexa can help you provide weather updates. Alexa can give you information about the time for the day. Alexa can go to Google search some information for you, and Alexa can show you, if you wanted to, research images or locations or places, you can definitely communicate to it. And Alexa can play music for you as well. Then I think that is a better use case of identifying the speech capability of artificial intelligence. Okay, let us read the talking points here. Key points to understand about speech include: speech recognition is the ability of AI to hear and interpret speech. Usually, this capability takes the form of speech to text, where the audio signal for the speech is transcribed into text. Yeah, you can use AI. AI can transcribe from sound to text, and AI can also transcribe from text to speech. You can right now, with the Google, is it VO3, you can write a prompt and ask it to create a video that has a voice. Now, these are the speech capability of artificial intelligence, which will take us to our next unit, natural language processing. Okay, let's continue. Speech recognition is the ability of AI to hear and interpret speech. Usually, this capability take the form of speech to text, where the audio signal for the speech is transcribed into text. Point two, speech synthesis is the ability of AI to vocalize word or spoken languages. Usually, the capability takes the form of text to speech, in which information in text format is converted into an audible signal. AI speech technology is evolving rapidly to handle challenges like ignoring background noise, detecting interruption, and generating increasingly expressive and human-like voices. Now, if you want to really explore the practical aspect of the speech capability of AI, there is a technology called 11 Labs. Then 11 Labs is a very, I think it's ranked as one of the most effective conversational AI technology by any startup right now. 11 Lab. Yeah, go and Google it and go and explore some of their as AI speech capability. I think that's a very good tool. And I think one point I also like here is like ignoring background noise. Now, I believe Apple have some, or probably they're working on it or they have it, but I've not used one. Some headset that can help um, to minimize or to cut background noise. Yeah, if you are in a very loud place, let us assume you are in a club and they are playing music and you need to receive a call, then if you are using an headset that has the capability to minimize or to cut the sound from the background so that the person you are talking to will not even know you are in a noisy place, then these are some of the the speech capabilities of artificial intelligence. And another thing right now is AI. You can use AI technology to convert voice to text. Like sometime, uh most of the time when I attend conferences, I record it with my phone, and once I record it, what I do, I upload the voice recording into an AI tool that is called Descript, and Descript will convert it to text, and you can even give it specific information. I want you to capture the name of the speakers. It will capture the name, capture the time, and you can also interact with it if you want it to summarize it, in a way that you can assimilate, or in a way it will be presentable for your use case. It is able to do all of that. Okay, let's continue. AI speech scenarios. Common uses of AI speech technology include personal AI assistant in phone, computer, and household devices, which you interact by talking. I just gave an example of Alexa. I gave an example of my the tool on my iPhone that I use for it. And now we have some devices you can hang around you that can also help you to capture notes while you are having conversation. You don't have to disturb yourself, writing notes. It will help you to capture the notes. It will write the bullet point, the next step of action. I can't remember the name of those AI technology, but once doing a post on this, I'm going to add all of this to the post, some AI technology you can begin to explore. Okay, the next one is automated transcription of calls or meetings. I just said that. Zoom has the capability to do this. Microsoft's Copilot has the ability to do this. If you turn it on immediately after your virtual call or your video call, you are going to get a summary note of your call. That is the ability, the automated transcription of calls or message. And this is very useful in call centers. Yeah. Automated audio description of a video or text. I just gave an example. You can use transcribe for this. Automated speech transition between languages. Yes, with this capability, I talk about the Facebook Oron Glass. ORON. Yeah, you can talk to somebody who speaks French and English. Once you speak in English, the glass has the capability of translate it to the person in French. And when the person reply you, you get back the feedback or the reply in English. Yeah, that is really amazing. Let's go to the next unit. Natural language processing. And let's listen to our clip again.
Natural language processing, or NLP, is a well-established field of study within AI. Some of the earliest breakthroughs in NLP include techniques like entity extraction, in other words, finding the presence of people or place names in a body of text. And also techniques like sentiment analysis, analyzing the tone of a body of text to determine whether it's positive or negative. And these techniques are still common use cases for today's advanced language models. Let's explore one of these techniques in more depth. Let's take a look at how we can use sentiment analysis to infer opinion from some text. Since I'm planning a trip to Paris, I've found a couple of reviews for hotels where I might want to stay. Here's the first one. And here's another. Let's see what Copilot makes of the first review. Well, that seems pretty positive. Let's try the second one. That's not so good. I might stick with the first one. Well, let's take a closer look at how sentiment analysis works. So to prepare a language model for sentiment analysis, we'll start with some documents where we already have labeled the documents as positive or negative. Then we'll take those labeled documents and we'll use them to train a machine learning model. In this case, it's a language model that can identify whether a document is positive or negative. Then when we have a new document, we can feed that to the model and it will predict the sentiment based on the contents of the document. Sentiment analysis is just one natural language processing technique that you can use. There are many others. And they're used to extract information or insights from text or documents, or even spoken language like recordings of telephone calls. Next, we're going to take an even closer look at how we can extract very specific insights from documents and other content.
Wow, that is what I said, an easy explanation about natural language processing. Let us go through the key points. The key point to understand about natural language processing, NLP. NLP capabilities are based on models that are trained to do particular types of text analysis. Why many natural language processing scenarios are handled by generative AI models today? There are many common text analytics use cases where simple NLP language model can be more cost effective. Common LLP tasks include entity extraction, identifying mentions of entity like people, places, organization, and document, text classification, assigning document to a specific category, sentiment analysis, determining whether a body of text is positive, negative, or natural, and inferring opinions, and language detection, and find the language in which text is written. Okay, I think this is very simple, and I'm going to give us an industry. This use case is very common in the media industry. Yeah, the media industry, especially the TV stations, the newspapers. They write a lot of tests. The media industry, they create a lot of video content. The content creators. Yeah, and that's why I said the media and entertainment industry, this use case is very applicable to this industry. And nevertheless, it's also applicable to industries like the hospitals, where they deal with a lot of, documents, confidential information, and also in legal practice as well. They deal with a lot of court cases documents. Now, let us begin to look at, each of these capability from entity extraction down to text classification to sentiment analysis to language detection. Let us look at sentiment analysis. Let us assume I'm trying to use maybe your popular celebrity goes live on Instagram or goes live on any of their famous social media platform. They can build an AI model that is able to identify when someone give a negative comment in the comment section. Then once it spots any negative comments, which is sentiment analysis, once it spots it will flag it, or if it's being trained to block anyone that puts or posts a negative comment in the comment section. Now, that is the ability of the AI model to be able to identify tests that are not positive in nature. If you hear earlier what the instructor was saying, he said you can train a model with two different documents. One PDF document containing information that are positive, and the second PDF document with information that are negative. He said, and you can have a third document once you upload it to the AI technology, because you have trained the AI technology with both documents with positive text and another document with negative text. Now, the AI model will be able to identify in the third document if it has tests that are positive in nature or negative. And that is why I gave us a sample use case that if your popular celebrity goes live on a social media platform, they can build an AI model that will be able to detect language that are not consistent with his what? With his community guideline. If your celebrity community guideline is no one should use the word F, then if anyone comments any comment that has F as the first word, the person will be automatically blocked. Now, the ability of AI to be able to review the text and recognize that that is not a positive comment, that is what we call sentiment analysis. Now, AI, in terms of natural language processing, also has the ability to identify sensitive information in a document. Information like social security number, account number, information regarding your first name, last name, your city, any sensitive information, personal identified information, it will be able to spot it. And you can, with the natural language processing capability of AI technology, it can also spot tests of places, of objects, both living and non-living things, based on how the model is being trained. Now, this is what the concept of natural language processing is all about. I talk about it in the hospitals. You can have a natural language model that spots forms that are filled by individuals that have malaria, someone that have HIV. Then once the potential patient fill in the form, that form can go through an AI technology that will identify if the person needs to go to an emergency based on the form that was filled. Now, the ability of the AI technology to be able to identify someone that need an emergency attention is the ability of natural language processing. That is what we're talking about: sentiment analysis, entity extraction, you can extract, text classification, and language detection. Now, if you upload a document that is written in French, Now, the AI technology has the ability to detect what language was used to write the text. If the language is in a French language, is English or Italiano or is in Spanish. Yeah. Notes. In this model, we use the term natural language processing to describe AI capability that derive meaning from ordinary human language. You might also see the area of AI referred to as natural language understanding (NLU). Natural language processing scenarios. Common use of NLP technology include, I've said this, analyzing documents or transcript of calls, phone centers, or meetings to determine. I talk about Zoom, I talk about Microsoft Teams, getting a summary of your of your Zoom call, of your video virtual call. Immediately after the call, you are going to get a summary. That ability is going to transcribe and even write to-do list or next step of action. Yeah. Messaging to determine key subjects and identify specific mention of people, places, organization, product, and other entities. Analyzing social media posts, product review, or articles to evaluate sentiment and opinion. Implementing chatbots that can answer frequently asked questions, orchestrate predictable conversational dialogues that didn't require the complexity of generative AI. And this brings us to the end of our AI Spotlight teaching series for today. Join me tomorrow for another interesting episode, and we're going to continue from where we stopped. Please do not be selfish, do not be self centered. I encourage you to share my profile. If you are following me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Please share in all your groups, in all your social media groups, share it on your page so that others, for anyone, your kids, age of 10, 11, this is a very simple way of understanding AI. As you can see, this is written in a very simplified format, and I've been explaining. Then, if you want me to be more simple or more granular in my explanation, I can do that as well. Thank you so much. My name remains Henry Onowole, your AI expert, your AI enthusiast, your AI strategist, the executive producer of AI Spotlight. Thank you and see you.